All right, you're live.
All right. Assalamu alaikum. Basheer Muhammad. Brother Captain, better known as some as Popkeys nowadays. But assalamu alaikum, black people in America. How's everybody doing tonight? I pray all is well in the belly of the beast. I haven't been on in a couple of weeks. Had to take a fall back. Take a look at what's going on around me. This social media, it can be good or it can be bad based on how you want to use it. But the fight is on the ground. But let me go into prayer. In the most holy name of Almighty God Allah, who came to us in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, the great Mahdi, who was to come and has come to restore we who were lost from our own kingdom of Islam, and to destroy those who have destroyed us. God, our God, O Allah, we are thy people. Deliver us from our murders, and we serve and obey thee all the days of our lives, and we teach our children to submit to thee, to that unequaled love and mercy for thou. And thanks to you, O Allah, for making manifest to us our enemy, the devil. And help us, O Allah, to live the life and die the death of a Muslim. I bear witness no God but thee. I bear witness the most honorable and humble Elijah Muhammad is your last and greatest messenger. Thank you, Allah, for this day. Thank you for this gift of life. Thank you for raising one up in our midst. Thank you for coming to us here in the wilderness of North America. Thank you, Allah, in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, the Supreme Being, for answering the prayer of destruction. Destruction is taking place all across America. I pray to you, Allah, that you enhance the spirits of the warriors that's fighting against evil and oppression of men. I pray that you strengthen the warriors in Palestine to be victorious over the enemy of God himself. So I pray for all of your disasters to come upon this evil, sinful, wicked, and accursed beast across the planet now. The whole 196,940,000 square feet of it. We need a complete change in man and woman and on the earth. We are the gods of the universe, put sun, moon, and stars up here in our universe. Matter of fact, we create our own universe. When this will play out, we create another one. Allah Akbar. All praise due to Allah, who came to us in the person of Master Farad Muhammad. Allah Akbar. Take over time. You know what I would like to say? A lot of you all are on Ramadan. Honorable Elijah Muhammad set up Ramadan for the nation. I guess you have a choice. Choose. I stick to the one in December. And I heard the minister was teaching on peace and blessed being Prophet Muhammad about the surahs when they were revealed. And he said they were revealed over a period of 23 years, not in one day. But he said the first surah, with our first Ramadan, when this new revelation came to the human family, or to the Caucasian, was in December. So I understand what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is doing. When he said our Ramadan is in December. And I also said I heard the Honorable Elijah Muhammad say, he said 2/3 of the Holy Quran, according to the teaching of the Supreme Being, Master Prophet Muhammad Allah, told him 2/3 of the book is for you. But the other third is for another man. Think on that. Allahu Akbar. But what I want to get to tonight is black men. Black men need families. And the family, the black family is so important to the rise of the black nation and the planet itself. Because in the nucleus of the black family is all the solutions to our problem. In the nucleus of the black family is where the spirits of the warriors come from, out the family. In the black families where wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is input into the children. Character development in the black family. That's why the black woman is so important. In the black family, that's why the elders in the family is so important. That's why the aunties and the uncles, sisters and brothers in the black family that strive to be on the square become so important in the rise of the black nation. Period. Allahu Akbar. A little later on, I want to have a young man to come on named Patan Bey. Been knowing the little brother, know his father well, brother Boss Bey. We soldiers in the field, but I knowed of him before he came to the earth. And he's a young man that lives on the island of Hawaii, raising a family. I think he has 3 sons and 1 daughter, somewhere in there. They're young children. But he come up under the teaching of the most honorable and humble Elijah Muhammad. And I want him to speak on fatherhood, what it takes to provide, protect, and maintain. When we talk about the good and the bad, how to maintain a relationship, maintain your wife, your woman, how to teach, and train your children to be fearless, strong, outgoing, you understand, mannerable. I told him last year, brother, if you want, you can have your children even peep their head. And he said, man, they a little wild. I said, well, children ain't supposed to be docile. Understand? They able to run and play in the sun, able to climb trees on the swing, jump off. They watch their father. He has his own business. He's a school teacher as well, certified young man. Understand? Where he's teaching his family to be upright. He has a beautiful wife. She's a doula. The last child they just had recently, they had him at home. Understand what I'm saying? Like I say, he has his own business on the island that he stays on. Very entrepreneurial-minded young man. Very good, spiritual young man. Very mannerable young man. Clean-cut brother. But he's also dangerous. He has a black belt You understand? His father had a black belt, professional boxer. You understand? He got another brother Diamond. I don't see him too much no more. You don't check in too much. But he got a good, strong family foundation. And you can see the difference when the father is in the presence of his children and his wife. You understand? He hit me up about 2 or 3 weeks ago saying he's Brother Basheer, he want to know how he can deal with that post-mortem. Or, when a woman have a baby, she goes through those changes. I said, well, brother, what you need to do is call Kalima, Unisa Muhammad, my daughter, and get some advice, give you better advice on that than another woman that's done had children previously. Understand what I'm saying? To feel, how to deal with the mood swings and the changes in your woman. Or she's a lot that comes up out of the woman. Minerals, chemicals, DNA, or you name it, she loses it. You understand? And so these things that we have to come to understand on how to maintain our woman. Understand what I'm saying? Because things don't stay the same once you have a family. And another thing, black men, is I see a lot of men raise their children, their families. Their family get grown, they tend to move away or whatever, go out into the world or carry certain things or anger with their fathers based on situations maybe with their mother or what have you. But I have started to see that for a lot of black men, once you complete that task of being a provider, protector, and maintainer, then you pretty much is just there. And I've noticed for a lot of black men to reach a certain age and point in life, it ain't really good for them to be by themselves. Because I think a lot of brothers get older, I don't know. Seems like they lose that connectivity. I've seen men that have been very successful, professionals, and they tend to settle in, but they end up just situation might be where they might have separated from their wife or whatever. The children grown, everybody in the world, and the brother used to have nice things in life, but then some of them reach the point to where they don't even really care about none of those things anymore. And it tend to seem like they backslide. You understand what I'm saying? I've seen brothers do well and some don't have anything now. They ain't on drugs or none of that. You understand what I'm saying? Some men done retired and don't have anything. And I've seen it where I think just a little conversation, just having family ties is a big help. That's why Allah, the Creator, created woman, because He knew it wasn't good for man to be alone. Some brothers lose where they say they don't even want to live no more because they don't have the thing that they used to have in the past. But I tell a brother, none of that is important. The materialism in the world is not the importance, but you should never give up on yourself. Your life, your deeds and actions is too important to say you don't want to live. Some brothers' health is not as good as it used to be. Some brothers say their mind is not as good as it used to be. And I tell a lot of brothers they suffer from diabetes and slight arthritis and all these other type of things and high blood pressure. First thing I tell the brother, change your diet. You understand? And then put yourself in the atmosphere of good conversation, good vibrations, and good frequencies. Sometimes all the man needs is to receive a little kindness. You understand? And a little bit of respect take the black man a long way because we've been on the bottom for so damn long. And now the world look at us, all we supposed to do is provide and take care of everybody else on the planet but our damn self. Understand? Black men in particular, even you young brother, once you go through these stages of life, then you'll understand what I'm saying. You understand? But you the carrier of life. That egg can sit in the womb forever unless that spark of life hits the seed. You must understand this very well. You understand? Ain't nothing happening without the spark of life. We have to learn how to get power and become a force. But what we lacking is the intelligence to execute power and force. And the reason I say that, before there was a child that came into the power and become a force on the planet, there is intelligence. That seed know exactly what to track. They don't even have a head on it. So we as black men and black women have to become highly, highly intelligent. It is the key to our success. But we have to use the right knowledge, correct knowledge. We've been totally miseducated. And we see the world in the wrong way. We keep keeping hope alive. We are told we can solve our problems through a political process if you give them your vote. But we're going to deal with that. I ain't going to be too long. I'm going to run through this, and I want to bring on my brother if we can get a good connection tonight. It says, move right along. White on black crime has taken a disastrous toll on the warriors of our people. It has not always been this way until we end up in the belly of the beast. The tradition of our people, the men were involved in the raising of children, especially the male child. That was so prevalent in the days that I was coming up in. We had prominent, high-value men, in my estimation, all over the community. Very, very good examples of a manhood. And all these men worked. All these men were Stacey Asman three-piece suits, top hat, understand? With the watch chain, they had their little Roy Tanner cigars, some of them smoked Campbell, drove their little cars and stuff like that, but they worked hard. They brought the paycheck home. They fed their families. They took care of their children, some of them took care of their grandchildren as well. They know how to till the land. They know how to grow food. They know how to work in conjunction with one another. They know how to take the youth up under their wing and teach them. But let me move on. Our ways was the fathers pass their skills on to their sons. That's so important. Such as hunting, agriculture, medicine, building houses. But they can't nail two pieces of wood together in most cases now. And public dwellings. They taught them military science and other skills. Were not passed on accidentally. This was part of our culture. They were also instructed in the art of healthy love making. Most of our youth and young men today, they don't get taught about sex, healthy love making, what to do with a woman, even how to make love. You all go to pornography, you go to these little sick-minded rapsters out there putting out this music, and in their music, all they talk about is how to hit or how to get a woman. That show you how shallow the mind of the original man, the Asiatic black man, the maker, the owner, the cream of the planet Earth, God of the universe, mind is, that has been totally polluted and downgraded. You understand? You think you can sing about a woman? Understand what I'm saying? And like you fake entertainers that's purposely put in that position to corrupt the mind of our people. You understand? But no, see, the black man would teach you about sex, healthy love making, and knowledgeable sexual development. Understand what I'm saying? Black men haven't even been taught to control their sexual urges and their sexual activity at all, along with our woman. It said the older men, whether were a biological father or not, played key roles in the development of young males into warriors, husbands, fathers, statesmen, artisans, and leaders, etc. See, we had all this going on. You understand what they're teaching you now? This carefully structured guide into black manhood does not exist in the United States, in the black nation on a mass level, does it? Hell no. And young black male development is left to who? The black woman. We have peer associations with white men. They become our peers. I hear a lot of brothers in the sport play say the coach is just like a father. Understand what I'm saying? Listen, the models of black manhood for most black males are very negative and anti what? Black woman. Brother got nerve to talk about the black woman openly. And they got a black mother. Because they don't know, they don't know. Black males have been portrayed as studs, pimps, superheroes, or imitation white men. You know, I've listened to a brother podcast today. He was talking about prison. He was talking about a brother. He was a pimp on the streets. So when he come to prison, he was doing the same thing. You know how to get in the mind of the young men and turn them out, things and girls with their con talk. They say he had about 4 of them studs up in there, whatever you want to call them. And they said a young dude came in about 18, so when he first came in, the dude hit him up. And he said, he started talking to the young cat. And he said, man, you know, you're new here. He said, I'm going to look out for you. He said, don't worry about anything you need. I got it for you. You understand? So he befriended the young man. Started giving him commissary and all this. They said this game was tight because he said he had these folks, whatever you want to call them. He said he always make him walk in front of him when he walked on the yard. He come to the chow house. They had to walk in front of him. He walking back, just like the men do on the streets with the women. They had to keep the head down. There ain't no eyeball and none of that. You understand? He had the game going on, and he was tricking them out and all this old type of stuff. But he say one day he told a young cat at about 6 months, maybe 8 months, he said, man, come on, move in with me. And he said, I'm gonna look out for you. So the young cat figured he got an OG looking out for him, and he got to sit out a kite, got moved into his cell. So one day they sitting up in there, they say the young buck laying on the top buck. He said, man, I need you to do something for me. He said, I want you to tomorrow to go down to this cell and just do what the guy tell you to do. The guy said, man, I ain't with that. He said, I'm not gay. He said, man, that's not what I'm talking about. He said, just do. He said, man, I gave you all this and this, that, and another. Understand? You can't do this for me. So he finally broke the young soldier down. And I think he knocked the brother off according to the story that night. And this had went on for a little while. See, the young brother had never known who his father was, because his mother was a hoe at the time. But this individual that had the young man in there, come to find out, this is his son, though. You dig? Now, he done had sex with his own son. Now, this is the pimp boy. You dig what I'm saying? But he didn't know it at the time, but you go off into this deviant behavior. See how Allah put stuff back on you? So one day the youngster was on the pod, was making a call, and he would talk to his mother. Mother would ask him, how you doing? So he said, I'm all right. He said, such and such up in there looking out for me. And he said, you want to talk to him? He told the brother, come on, he called him Red some stuff, I don't know. And said he come to the phone, and he got to talking to her. He said, And he said, what's your name? She told him the name. And he got to talking, told him who her son was, and he looked and dropped the phone. Understand what I'm saying? Well, he didn't realize he had never seen the son because he went to prison 18 years ago. Understand? They're being so deviant-minded, a predator, a sex addict, and sick in the mind. You done pimp your own son out, not knowing, and had sex with your own son, not knowing at that time. But they said once he found out, they said the brother never was the same. He ain't supposed to be the same. You understand what I'm saying? But this sickness is pervasive in the black nation. You understand? You see that cause and effect, Allah will bring you face to face with yourself. Understand? I just want to put that out there. We're moving right along. It says, black males have been portrayed as studs, pimps, superheroes, or imitation white men. In such films as Superfly, the Mac had Superfly had everybody selling cocaine. Mac had everybody pimping. Shaft, The Color Paper. Oprah Winfrey, she always putting all this negative stuff out about young black men or black men, period. Understand? Native Son, Donald Gomes. Colors. Miseducation of the black youth is on a daily basis in the black community because nobody's educating our children but the Caucasian. That's miseducation. Without permanent and structured positive male education, young black males have been left to themselves and the streets that you also openly love to criticize our youth. But there's no structure to raise up black males in America, to raise up black women in America, young black women, bring them into motherhood, how to be a good wife. Like that, something wrong with that in 2024 because you're moving backwards. You're out of time. You ain't in time and on time. You're out of time. But moving right along. It said, without permanent and structured positive male education, young black males have been left to the streets, left to themselves and the street. That's why you see a lot of gang activity. The best way to build a rep in the black community or the neighborhood is through getting over on who? Black folks. Robbing and stealing, selling drugs. You understand? Harming our own people, you get a rep. Understand what I'm saying? Black folks. This is without that black family, that father in the home. This is the cause and effect. Without the black man, the upright black man in the community, that high value man. I ain't talking about that $100,000 check, $250,000. That ain't high value. You got a lot of brothers with money that's sick as hell. Now y'all got this twisted. The man that got the morals and the values and the ideal of having a nation that we can call our own. That's a high value man that know how to develop character in his family. That's a high value man. A man that knows how to keep his woman in the home, providing food, clothing, and shelter, or what other needs might come along with that that's not material, but on the spiritual level. You understand what I'm saying? Black man, that's a high value man. A man that knows his purpose in this world and his connection to the Most High. That's the high value man. Because the high value man that runs America is a devil. Bottom line, black folks. A high value man that's in front of you selling your people out is a Negro made in America. Allahu Akbar. It says, a fatherless home lowers the chances of the children developing into productive black men and women. That's the problem. Started having these young girls having babies too early when they were just babies their damn self. They didn't know they rolled in life. Now you see young girls raise other young women that don't have the right moral and value system. They're totally materialistic. You got females like, brother talking about sexy red, made a lipstick, talking about gonorrhea. Look at the sickness that we vibe to. Sport and play and entertainment. Understand what I'm saying? You got Drake talking about lesbianism. I read an article today where he talking about a man supposed to have been pregnant and his conscience said some old stuff. Oh, he gave him 25,000. Look at what he promoting on that slick side and a Canadian light skin. Okay, everybody want to get rid of it, huh? A fatherless home lowers the chances of the children developing to productive black men and women. The glorification of the phallic power. I know I'm naming phallic, you understand what I'm talking about, right? Power. Impregnation of sisters. You understand? That's why you see a lot of brothers get with women, young girls too early. Now all of them out there playing the field. When she get pregnant, brother don't believe it. He said, that ain't mine, she with such and such. But brother, once you jump in there, it's a good possibility is yours, but y'all walk away. You got the woman, her values ain't that good a damn self. She lying. She running behind the doors, messing with somebody else, and the word get around, the brother in denial. She in denial, she don't know who the damn father is and all these type of things. So then we have a lot of fatherless children, but the mother gets stuck with the babies. Follow on to the next set. But look, the glorification of the phallic power, the impregnation of sisters, the economy, and the social strain on the mother will undoubtedly have an effect on their continued development. These sisters be trying to figure out the good ones on how they're going to pay the rent, how they're going to feed the children. Sometimes they have to make decisions that are not good. Sometimes they got to bend over backwards with the landlord. Understand? With some old hungry brother, all he wanted is to hit and go. He dropped a couple dollars. Understand? But the children see all this. So it's hard to develop good character development when you see your mama slide, because Papa ain't there. That's why it's so important for the black man to have a family, soldier. You understand? It says, we got us hustling, strong arm techniques against our own people. Understand what I'm saying? We think we're doing something, moving right along. Got to pick it up. It says, it's rewarded with materialism, trinkets, and false ego tripping. Understand what I'm saying? Black men. Young black males' attitude toward family and black women today is such that familyhood is the lowest priority in the fight for survival. Why do you think they broke the family up in the very beginning? Why do you think they broke the families up, the black man and black woman, to separate them when they put them on the slave ship? Kept the woman up top and the man at the bottom of the ship. Look, we have a non-caring attitude toward our people and our community. Black on black rape, sex trafficking, murder, hating, self and kind. That's why we got all this sex trafficking going on. There's a lot of rape going on in our community. Probably a lot of them not even reported. We call you a tree jumper. It used to be a commercial back in my days where you had an old elderly woman walking down the street. It was kind of getting dark. And you had a dude in the damn tree that was hanging over the sidewalk, jump out the tree and accost the woman. That's why we call you a damn tree jumper. The time come though, the sword be coming down though. We have a non-caring attitude toward our people and our community. Black on black rape, sex trafficking, murder, hating, self and kind. But unless conscious black men take immediate action, brothers, you social media warriors, step forward and actively deal with each other, little will be done about this serious problem. See, we don't like stepping to one another. That's why the fruit of Islam and the nation of Islam is so important in Black America. Because we step to you, like a brother. Understand? Because we know how to step to you. But once we step so much, and you don't seem to be able to reason and get the message, we got to step a little harder. We got to clean up our community. We got to survive. Well, we're going to end up being extinct down there. Bunch of gay men running around, the sisters, combat boots up. To kill a culture is often sufficient to bring it into a contact with it. It's sufficient to bring it into contact with another, particularly if the latter is higher or at least regarded as the culture of a conquered nation. Usually it is. That's why we don't really have no culture. When you really break it down, because imitation is suicide. We trying to be like everybody and emulate the society that we were forcibly put in. We trying to raise our children the same way the Caucasian raised his children in his society, in this world. But we're in the void. Well, there's no air, there's no water. Understand? In the vacuum. Complete darkness. We cannot live in the vacuum. We the tree of life. We must have life. You understand? You must have freedom, justice and equality, peace, love and happiness. Want for your brothers and sisters what you want for yourself, a good. This is totally opposite of our nature. That's why we suffer. Look. The people of the subdued side then looks down upon everything they previously held sacred. and to imitate the customs which they regard as superior. That's why y'all use that black and white bleaching cream. That's why you got more sisters with that blonde weave in their hair than white women do. That's why you got our women running around with the blue contact lenses. That's why you got our women looking other than themselves. Understand? But everything that they put on themselves that most men don't like anyway, they do it for one another, I suppose. Because we're in a society that's not ours. The invitation is suicide. That's why we killing one another. That's why we commit suicide left and right. That's why we support abortion left and right. The social norms and rights of culture is always adopted in many particular ways to the condition of its environment. Unquestionable acceptance of foreign customs leads to maladations, abdation. It causes destruction not only of culture and also of people and races. That's why y'all keep trying to figure out, young folks, what's going to happen to the culture. Because you done incorporated yourself into a dying world. Bottom line, this integration is suicide. We need our own now. It says, conscious black men realize that they control insignificant amounts of land, produce few needs, goods, and provide little independent, life-giving, or life-saving services for their community. Read that back. Conscious black men realize that they control insignificant amounts of land, produce few needed goods, do we? And provide little independent, life-giving, or life-saving services for their community. Do we not? With this integration. They also realize they are totally dependent on the system for survival. Are we not? Huh? Black men in America do not make any earth-changing decisions about anything that we say we meant that concerns the well-being or future of black people in America. Take over time. All the time we can try to get a life-changing decision in our community is we got to go to the polls and hope and pray that this man that we voted for that don't look like us make a decision that can affect and change our lives. Think about that. Take over time. So Kalima, if you still there, you can see if you can bring in Brother Fatan for me, please. But I just want to set it up because these are the things that we got to change. Period. If you make him a little bigger there, he look like Minnie Mouse on there. Assalamu alaikum, Brother Fatan.
Walaikum salam, not Minnie Mouse.
How my brother, man?
I'm doing fine, sir.
It's so good to see you, man. You know, I've been knowing you before you got to the planet.
Yes, sir.
You did?
Yes, sir.
Know your father well.
Yes, sir.
You know, he's a good friend of mine, a good brother. But I've been knowing you since you was a baby, brother.
Yes,
We
sir.
stayed in your home once upon a time when y'all stayed over there by the park in that big old house y'all had. You did?
Yes, sir.
But you know, you've been a fine young man ever since I know you, brother. I'm talking about the spirit, mind, health, character development, all those things. And now you live on the island in Hawaii. You got a nice family, beautiful family, brother. You're a father, you're a provider, protector, maintainer, and all of these things. So what I want you to do, Brother Fatan, just come in a little bit and introduce yourself. Tell the people about yourself a little bit, because you know you qualified, y'all homeschool, you're a teacher. I mean, you got so many qualifications, brother, as a young man. And this is what we need in the black nation. We need young men. And this young man come up under the teaching of the most honorable, humble Elijah Muhammad. You understand what I'm saying? Very deep spiritual brother. But the brother is a calm brother. You understand? See how he dressed? He just a calm brother. But he got some degrees in the black belt. Very dangerous brother at the same time. You smile but chop your head off at the same time. Allah Akbar.
Oh, praise
So
be to
yo,
Allah.
talk to the people a little bit, brother. Tell the people about you a little bit, about
Yes, sir.
yourself.
Well, first, in the name of Allah, who appeared in the person
Speak
of
up a
Master
little bit
Farad.
for time so I can barely hear you.
Can you hear me? Can you
See, this ain't working though. Let me see. Say something.
can you hear me?
No, I can't hear you with these here. They work on every damn thing. I can hear you though. Go ahead on.
All right, let me close control. There we go. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Tell us a little bit about about your beginning, brother. About your family and stuff.
Yes, sir. Well, I was opened up in the name of Allah, who appeared in the person of Master Farad Muhammad. That's the most important thing. Um, but there will be no me if it weren't for my father, and if it weren't for y'all upbringing and teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. That's really the most important, and just wanting to bring that manifest on earth. I tell people, when they ask me, I let them know I was born in the semblance of heaven, not so much in the spookism of heaven, but in reality. You brothers were building, you brothers were working together to build heaven on earth. And so even though it was black men who were working on earth physically, what you envisioned for the children was heaven. So the children like myself, your children, all the young people, we didn't really have at that time, didn't know what America, what hell was like, because all we experienced was what you were working for. And so that's the vision I keep in my mind. How were brothers working together? How were they treating each other? Um, how were they eating, working together, and building businesses? And so to me, that's what always stays on my mind. What was most important, and then prioritizing what was most important. That's even how I ended up working in the business that I'm working in now, where we just collect rainwater. A lot of people don't understand. They don't really know where their water comes from. Every time you turn on the tap, they say that the water comes out the tap, but where's that water coming from? Well, I know where my water is coming from. It's coming from the rain. And so I think that's a seed of independence. Like, we have to really focus, where's our water coming from, our foods. Uh, I don't think that people really understand war to the degree that they want to say they do, because attack on the water is biological warfare. So, I think those are the conversations that's important. And but not to get too off topic. I just want to say that the work that you, my father, and Dr. Bay, and all the brothers, that's really the most important thing that is patterning the way that I view my family.
You mentioned work, but work is necessary for man.
Yes, sir.
Period.
Yes, sir.
You the work you do now, you created your own business. What
Yes, sir.
inspired you, brother? Because I know you didn't know all those things that you know now. So how do you teach
Yes,
yourself,
sir.
brother? Self-taught man.
It was circumstance. When I bought the house, so I've always, for lack of, for I mean, for better or worse, I've always had a semblance of a plan, step by step, and I cut them into years. So I knew after I was gonna get my house, I knew I was gonna start a business. I just didn't know what the business was. So what I did was I just calculated my monthly expenses for my mortgage. And then I calculated, okay, so at first what I was doing was selling pies. I was teaching and selling pies. So I calculated, how many pies do I need to sell in order to make this monthly expense? And it broke down to 5 pies a day. And I said, I could do that no problem. So I was baking pies because I had the house and the oven, so I was baking pies. And then I realized what I was doing was working twice, and all the money was going back into the house. And so things would break in the house. The water pipes would bust. I'd had issues, and the only thing I could do was either look it up on YouTube or call a plumber. So I did what most people do. I called the plumber, and the plumber was charging me like $700. And I was like, man, how many pies is that? So I was baking pies in overtime and selling coffee in overtime. And I was like, this is not going to work. I got to be able to do this. And so every time something would happen at the house, I said, I'm going to fix it. And that's what I did. I said, you know what? You know what a father has to do? A father's got to fix it. So that's what I did. A father fix it. So I just started fixing things around the house. And then I realized if I paid a plumber $700 to do this work, now I could do it. I'm going to go around and start charging people. And that's what I did. I found people in the community who was already doing it. And instead of trying to compete with them to say, well, if they're doing it, I'm doing it. What I did was I just found out what are they not doing. So if a company was selling a product, but they weren't installing the product, I said, okay, how much are you selling your product for? They said, we're selling it for X, Y, and Z. Okay, well, can you market it, your product? You sell your product, and then every time you sell the product, you give them my information, and I'll install the product, and then I'll just pay you. And it just worked that way. And so now I just pay, and they market their product, I install it, and I supply services that they don't offer.
Yeah, because I was watching your journey too, brother. Because every time you did something, you would post it, and then you would post sometimes where you would go on YouTube or look it up, find out how to connect stuff and put it
Yes, sir.
together.
Yes,
You
sir.
understand? I said, look at the brother. That's because you got that 7.5 ounce brain
That's right. Yes, sir.
working at maximum capacity.
Yes,
You
sir.
know, and another question I want to ask you, Brother Fatan, is what are some of the challenges of being a young father at this day and time?
Man. Some of them. The whole thing is really a challenge. It's not, no part is easy other than the fact that it's in the nature of the heart. So that's the only thing that really makes it easy, is to know that this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm not doing anything other than what I'm supposed to be doing. It's just like you said about responsibility. Even if you want to go into the Bible, after it says that God created man in His image, He gave him a woman. The next thing He gave him was dominion, was responsibility. All right, now get to work, start working the land. And so that's the only thing that makes it easy. Everything else, the challenge is communication, knowing that I don't speak the same language as my wife speaks. She speaks in an emotional, more in tune with her intuitive. I speak more logical, mathematics. And so there's always challenging. If I have a vision, the challenge is trying to get her, and I got to translate the vision from a logical way into an emotional way so that she can understand it. There's always going to be blowback. And then children, I mean, the challenges don't stop. It's never easy.
Well, you know, being a husband, a father, protector, and maintainer is never easy, in my estimation, because there's always challenges. Even in a relationship, as you stated, trying to be on that one mindset. And then there's a process too, because the longer you stay with a person, the more you get to know them.
Yeah.
Be honest about it. And the more we know about each other, some things we begin to not like, and a lot of things we like about that person. You understand what I'm saying? But the key is for a man is you always really have to put a law in the picture,
That's right.
and then your family always come first in many ways because you know you can't drop the ball.
That's right.
Regardless of what you feeling or what you thinking. If you're tired, you have to make certain decisions. You got to be right. You got to develop a form of communication with your significant other. And as you know, relationships go up and down sometimes. And how many children do you have now?
I have 5 children.
You got five? Oh, I was one
Yes, sir.
short.
Yes, sir.
Hey, you know, you got five on me, brother.
Yes, sir.
The tongue
Yes,
catching everything. You know
yes,
what I
sir.
mean? But
Yes, sir.
you know, now even with five children, brother Fatan, what are some of the challenges that you and your wife had to go through? Because I know you called me one time, hit me a message. Your wife was going through the postmortem as you have a baby and things of that nature. So speak on that a little bit, brother.
Man. Well, for one, I'm I was I was raised by my father. I didn't really have a mom in the house all the time when I was growing up in my adolescent years. So I didn't really
Mm-hmm.
have the one-on-one experience from women. So that right there was already a challenge in all of my relationships.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just a matter of having to come to terms with that, finding out the weaknesses of myself, and then having to work. It's really just commitment, because there's been many times where I was like, this ain't gonna work. She's like, this is not gonna work, and then you just get back to it. And the most important thing I could say is it's no one thing. It's not communication. It's not one thing. It's commitment. Are you committed to keep doing it? If it ain't working, are you gonna find a way for it to work? And that's just I take that same mindset when it with business. Like, if I can't sell this product, I'm not gonna quit selling this product. I'm gonna go find somebody who's gonna buy the product or find a different way. So it's the same thing. If I have something with my wife, I'm not gonna just quit. I'm done with this relationship. I'm gonna say, okay, what do I need to do because I'm committed. The second I'm not committed, it's a wrap. That's just how it is.
Well, that's what marriage is all about, is a commitment, brother.
Yes, sir.
And
Yes, sir.
then when you put a law in the picture, you look at it differently, though. And when you look at your children, you got love for your babies. You understand what I'm saying? So
Yes, sir.
it's gonna be those challenges. That's for damn sure. You understand? But as long as you have that love in your heart, for your wife and your family, you know, those issues can be overcome, and a lot of them come and they go. Those challenges go away first and foremost. But another thing I want to get to is you homeschool, right? Y'all
Yes, sir.
homeschool.
Yes, sir.
What is? Give me a little bit of information on how you teaching your babies at home. What's the structure? What's the curriculum?
Um, so for one, we start off with the lessons, the supreme wisdom lessons. So we can't just jump straight into the lessons. But what I do know is that certain structure can be extracted. For example, there are words like wisdom, Allah. So then we just I don't know the word for it, but you take the end goal, you reverse engineer. That's the process. I know what I
Mhm.
want them to know. I want them to know the distance from the Earth is from the sun. I know that I want them to say the Earth is 93 million miles away from the sun. I want them to
Mhm.
know who the original man is, the Asiatic black
Mhm.
man. So what I do is we just reverse engineer. So we just teach them. Okay, they got to learn the alphabets. The lesson says how many days is it going to take for you to learn your alphabets, and then we just go with the numbers, and then from there it just branches into different information. um,
Mhm.
right now though, because we do have 5 children, 2 of my boys are in a charter school, and then the other 3, while my wife is raising them. So
Mhm.
that was a challenge as well, is being able to manage, the amount of children. 5 children, she can't do it all herself. That was a challenge. And so, you know needing a community is really important. Like you said, having aunties and uncles, and and a village basically to raise the children. You know, that's very important. Even
Teaching
with
their
teaching.
morals and their values,
Yes,
their
sir.
character development. Another thing I see you do with your children, I see you how you let them, when you take them outside, you let them be more adventurous, more explorative, and I see them. They climb up on the swings up high. And I see the little soldier. Even I see your little daughter. She watching her little brother.
Yes, sir.
You have them climb up on the top of the swing. And they jumping off because they trust you. You catching them and all this type of stuff. But what I see you doing is you're not teaching fear.
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying? You teach them how
Yes,
to
sir.
be fearless, but confident, but smart at the same time.
Yes,
You
sir.
understand? I said this is beautiful because these are the way we need to raise our children, where they can face challenges, face obstacles, know how to play, know how to share, know how to look out for one another. You understand? But I seen your little baby girl. She watching the brother, and I seen her get up, start climbing, and trying to climb and do the same thing. So
Yes, sir.
that's what's beautiful about having big brothers in the family. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Are they there behind you now?
No, they get
You can
upstairs
take
getting
one of them
ready.
on, but I know they want to take a peek because my little grandbaby, they be peeping their heads on.
Where's Jerusalem?
But I just love your family, brother. They just some beautiful children, and I see what you're doing with them, brother.
I'll probably do
I think you're a good example for black men in America, across this nation, because you're a young man. How old are you, brother Fatah, now?
30.
You 30?
Yes, sir.
Well, you can be old for long. 30, you young man, but you started, brother, I mean, you started as a young man,
Yes, sir.
and you took on that responsibility at an early age.
Yes,
You
sir.
understand? That's the difference. You didn't wait to get 30 to start a family. You took on responsibility at an early age, brother.
Yes, sir.
And you start putting it down. And you remember when you moved on over to the islands and stuff, we used to meet down in Starbucks. And, and we have our study sessions and things of that nature. And you working with the other brother, can't call his name, the one that his son killed.
Oh, Brother Brian.
Understand? Y'all selling pies and all type of stuff, but you always have been very entrepreneur. You always been a good person, though. You very highly respectful young man, and I ain't really never seen you disrespect nobody. Tell you the truth about it, brother. So I just want to thank you for being a good example in the nation. I thank you for being a good example for taking the teachings of the Honorable Muhammad Elijah Muhammad and standing on it, brother.
Yes, sir.
A lot of us get the teachings, but sometimes we fall a little short, or we start sliding the teachers behind our back and trying to do our thing. But as long as I've known you, brother, you've been an upright young man. You understand? And I know your father very well. I know he's a tough soldier. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Brother Boss, when he set a plan into motion, he stuck to it. You understand? And I know you just come from a good family, brother. And I'd like to be thankful to the Honorable Muhammad Elijah Muhammad for bringing this teaching and this understanding. And that's why the black men need black family so we can bring about a change.
Yes, sir.
If we can get the father in the home to start putting the right knowledge into the minds of our children, being a good example for our children, teaching them how the world really is, and you arm them with the tools to bring about a change on our planet. Not to grow up to be materialistics. All we want to do is get something shiny and strive to be in the White House in somebody else's house. You understand? They have to be self-taught, highly educated with the knowledge of self in the way of the righteous. That's a big difference. Because I know your children, do you monitor what they watch on TV
Yes, sir. Yes,
and
sir.
on social media? I know all this is going on with you, brother.
Yes, sir.
You understand? I know they're not allowed to listen to all type of music. You understand? They're not. I know they're not confused about their sexual identity. None of these things are taking place in your home. I can guarantee you, brother. I ain't never been to your home. You understand? But I know your source, brother.
Yes, sir.
Bottom line, you fine young man. I'm not gonna hold you long because I know you're a busy man. What time it is in Hawaii right now?
It's 3 o'clock, 6 after 3.
See, you still in the early part of the day. The damn sun that went down where I'm at.
Yes, sir.
As a matter of fact, down here in Georgia, the sun don't even come up right the way I'm used to it. Because I'm used to waking up with the sun sort of light. But hell, I can be woke, man, 5 o'clock in the morning, 6. Hell, the sun ain't even popped out. Damn, where the sun at?
It's running
You
away.
know what I mean? I'm on the West Coast, the sun come up.
Yes, sir.
You kind of come alive with the sun. But in Georgia, hell, it's 7 o'clock. The damn dark, still dark outside. What's happening? You know what I mean? We as men, so we notice these type of things.
That's right.
A lot of people don't pay attention to it. You understand? But we tied into the earth. So I'm gonna let you close out for me tonight, brother. Lead the world with some of your wisdom as a young man, brother.
Man. Well, first I just appreciate you because you only know what is inside or what you observe. So all the things that you're saying, I don't necessarily use those words for myself. So I appreciate you saying those things because I only know what I experience. So I appreciate you saying that I'm doing the right thing. You want to say "Assalamu alaikum"?
What's up, young soldier?
Damn, he's camera shy just like his pops is. So I just, because I only know to accept responsibility, and I'm not really looking for congratulations. I appreciate that you giving me the congratulations, but it's what am I want to explain. It's I didn't know those things. You get what I'm saying? I didn't know how valuable what I'm doing is on my level. I know how valuable what I want to do is. Like I know how valuable submission to the teachings. I know how valuable Allah is in my life, but I never knew that that's how I was being viewed. Because I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do. I know I know my weaknesses. I know where I fall short. So
Yes, sir.
I see those things. So I just appreciate that. And in terms of wisdom, I mean, like my pops always says, he always used to say, "Stupid is as stupid does." So wisdom is as wisdom does. If you got the knowledge, you got to apply it. And so you hear something, you like it, test it out. We're scientists. My pops always tells me the only wrong decision is not making a decision at all. And so sometimes we just get stuck on stupid because we don't want to do one thing or the other. Well, do them both. Just figure it out. And that was the most important thing I've ever decided was I'm gonna be decisive. I'm not gonna be indecisive. I'm not gonna try to juggle. I'm gonna test out this one. If it don't work, it don't work. I'll do the other thing. If that don't work, I got options.
That's right.
And that's just really what it is.
But one last thing, brother. What is some of that? Give me some of that wisdom that your uncle, brother Nadar, gave you, brother. My good brother. Yeah.
I love that.
I hear you mention him all the time, too.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And that's what I mean by having that good, positive male role model amongst our people. You understand? Because I
Yes,
know
sir.
Brother Nate Dog never steered you wrong, brother.
No,
I
sir.
can
Not
guarantee
one
you that.
time. Not one time.
Just give me a piece of that wisdom he gave you, brother. If you can think of something.
Um, well, similar to like yourself, he would observe me, and then we would talk, and I would always ask him. I have ideas. Like one of the idea was I was gonna move my family out here and then go back to California and make some money and send it back. And he said, brother, you a grown man. You gonna make decisions, but I would not suggest you to do that, brother. You have to make sure your family is on point first. He said before you try and go out and save the world, make sure that your family is saved because you're going to lose yourself in the world and they're not going to have what they need. And that was one of the most valuable things that he told me was don't try to go out and save the world. This is when I was working with that brother Brian. That was the brother I was working with. And we was
Right,
out and we were trying to raise the people, trying to sell them, bring them
right,
into the teachings. And I would forsake my family, come home, and they would everything that I'm trying to give the people, they're sitting here starving for. They're like, well, what about us? And I didn't see that until he brought that. He
right,
said, brother, don't go out and try to save the world. You go take care of your family. And now I see if I'm out trying to give the people what I haven't given my family, I don't know that it works. So now I'm lying. I'm telling them
right,
what's valuable, and I haven't tested it out. That makes me a liar. So I was just, anything that comes up in the world, I could see, okay, well, it's coming up in my family first. And so I deal with it with my family to see how it works, how they react, because they just people just like everybody else. So if they don't like it, then I gotta adjust that. Then I say, okay, well, then I'm probably gonna have to do the same adjustments when it comes to dealing with the people.
right. And
Yes.
that's one of the main problems I see today, brother, is that I see a lot of brothers who call themselves trying to save the world, but your world is at home.
That's right.
You dig what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Because once we reach a certain status in America, you can get your dog, the house, and the picket fence and set your family up the way it's supposed to be. Then that's where you can continue with the spirit of the warrior because now you ain't got to worry about this over here too much. All the things that they need is there. Now you can start to concentrate on the world because you raising your family to go into the world. When you sit back and you think about it, you understand, but you got to take care of home first.
Yes, sir.
Brother Nadar was a very accomplished man, a very, very good friend of mine,
Yes,
one of
sir.
the best businessmen that you can run across.
Yes,
That
sir.
brother very forceful, very creative. You understand? Had a good business mind. You understand what I'm saying? So I just wanted to bring you on tonight because I think you're very important as an example to other young black men. You understand what I'm saying? I got a son over there now. Houston, he came and he stayed at your home for a while. He's over there now.
Yes, sir.
And I think he's doing a lot better than he was in the past. But young men have to find themselves sometimes.
Yes, sir.
Understand? Sometimes they have to go away, even away around family, brother, to find themselves, to go inside themselves. Throw out the old and bring in the new.
Yes, sir.
Put yourself on discipline. You understand? Know what you really want in life and how to go about getting it. Because it ain't no mystery, God. You
That's right.
understand? Sometimes we bring on stress on ourselves because we don't know how to execute. Rather having panic attack, anxiety attacks, and all these old type of things, that's because you ain't properly grounded. You understand what I'm saying? So, brother, I just had a love for you, and our families are tied together.
Yes,
You
sir.
understand? And we're gonna aid and support one another to the very damn end. Brother Fatah, give your beautiful wife the greetings for me. Hey, one time we can bring on, I bring on with Kalima that they can talk. You understand about the women thing and the doula and all these type of things, because I think the knowledge that she had as for having children and raising children is so important as well.
Right.
That these young black mothers need to know. Because they're not being taught anything about motherhood at all.
Yeah.
Only thing most of our young women being taught is how to get the bag and how to go get them waves on their eyes. I got to be hard on it because I'm
Yes,
hard
sir.
on the black man. But it's our time now, brother, for take
Yes,
over
sir.
time, soldier. So thank you for taking the time out in your busy day, brother,
Yes, sir.
and coming on and giving a word to the people. Salam
Yes,
alaikum,
sir.
guys.
Wa alaikum
Much
salam.
love to
I
you. Give your
appreciate it.
father the greet, brother,
Yes,
and
sir.
tell your children, tell Uncle Basheer, say salam alaikum.
Yes, sir. We'll do.
Salam alaikum, God.
Wa alaikum salam.
Thank you,
I
thank you,
appreciate
thank
you.
you. Allahu Akbar.
Allah.
That's what I want to bring on to you people tonight, black folks. I'm gonna hit you up a little bit with this gold water. I don't have my other products with you, but this is one of the best products on the planet. Good for a little bit of everything, for the mind, information, writers. I mean, it's good for the electromagnetic attraction. It's good for the stomach. It's good for every damn thing. Give you energy, give you clarity, the whole 9 yards. My daughter them got that glow on. I don't have the bottle with me tonight, but y'all tap in, stand and purchase the product so you can support with those that striving to support you. Oh, because we got to support one another. And that's one of the biggest issues that we have in supporting one another. You know, a lot of brothers are talking about, yes, sir, brother, this, that, and another, but you never see them give you that support that you need to kick the can down the road. As black people, we got to get up off of this. We support everybody and everything but ourselves. We're in the sport and play, we're in the entertainment, spend thousands of dollars to go see somebody, you understand it all, dressed up with the blonde wigs on and buck naked and or some little brothers sashaying across the stage or what have you. And we like to idolize people to give you nothing. We love the devil because he gives us nothing at all for a hard time. That's all we get in America. But I say to the black man in America, be in time and on time. This is our time now. It's our time to take over, take on all and every responsibility. Quit having children too early. Quit having children by accident, jumping into bed and having sex. You understand? With no protection. You pull out a month too later, the woman tell you she pregnant, you don't believe her. You ain't 100% sure because both of y'all moving the same damn way. But the children are being hurt. The black nation is being hurt. We need to develop a protocol amongst ourselves. We need to develop our own culture. Imitation is suicide. Quit trying to imitate everybody. Quit trying to imitate and be like everybody. Quit telling our children that when they leave the home, everything is even Steven. That's a damn lie. And on another note, on this political process, we really don't have any choices in this political process. We got two demons. The American elite didn't give the American people no choice at all. And then for those that say they're going to vote for either candidate, have put no demands on the table. And look at all these political leaders. They're telling us to vote without any demands. Just give your damn vote away like we always do, and you get nothing for it. And the reason the white folks are voting for Trump is they understand the system better than we do. They understand that the elite and the powerful run everything. They understand that the American people don't have a voice. The government of the people, for the people, by the people, do not exist in America anymore. That's one of the reasons they say they support Trump. You understand? Trump say when he was, I remember last time, you know, they were going to put a ban on Muslims. Biden locked up 2 of my nephews, maybe 3. One did over 20 years, another one still doing time. So ain't no love for this guy at all. So do you have a choice? Well, do like the minister. Vote for God. And let the cards fall where they be. We need to separate and start going for ourselves, buying us some land, growing our own food, going to research and development. 19 Keys got a class going on right now teaching AI. You understand? You all think AI is going to be the means to everything. Like Elon Musk talking about it's going to be smarter than the humans. But natural intelligence, everything mathematics. Where did the intelligence, that AI and all the data that they had programmed into the AI mechanism come from? Most of them come from the mind of the Caucasian. But see, we ain't really tapped in all the way to this technology because this 7.5 ounce brain, this natural intelligence, but AI alive. Bottom line, can AI manifest its thoughts to reality? Allahu Akbar. Hell no. Take over time, black folks. I'm not going to hold you tonight. Strive to get yourselves together, brothers and sisters. Quit hating on one another. Learn how to work together more closely. Learn how to work with your siblings more closely. Have that tough love. Speak truth to power. Learn how to stand on the truth. Study, read, study, read. You understand? Go into all the books of knowledge, but let your foundation be the teaching of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. So as I say Muhammad. I say Muhammad's got the devil on the run. Run, devil, run. 2, 3, 4. Allahu Akbar. One down, another one up. Take over time, black people. This is our time now. A whole new world is coming in. We in the book for Revelation, wars and the rumors of war all over the planet. This is not the time to take things lightly. This is not the time to be playing. This is the sport and play. This is the time to start stocking up. Get ready for the hit, because it's going to come. We don't know what the end of this year going to bring per se, but make preparations. You understand? Black man, bring the spirit of the warrior back up out of you. You ain't no nigger, niggas, or none of that these brothers openly use on social media, because they ain't never had the bust of grape. They ain't never stood for nothing. They just got put in sport and play. White man drops some coins in their pocket, so they figure that they can talk the way they want to talk. But all of y'all, that the bread on you that wear those sassy, hell, they ain't sassy at all. You understand? All you getting ready to get tested. Your character development is going to be tested. Your morals and values. This is the day of decision. Which side are you going to come down on? You understand? Black woman, get it together. You out here playing with yourself. You understand what I'm saying? But then when you talking about you don't need no man, you out your nature. Period. You understand? And you think we got a nation full of black men? All they're supposed to do is meet you and spend money on you, don't lost your damn mind. Those are for them suckers. You understand? But you ain't met a God happy. Understand? And I'm gonna leave you with this. I heard the brother Michelle be speaking on Master Farad Muhammad. You know, and one of his wives was a white woman. But I mean his mother. Understand? Well, his wife put it back like it was. And you know, it was his mother. And he said she would set the table up, put the nice white tablecloths on the table when he sit down at the table. No, it wasn't Michelle Rodriguez, it was Elijah Muhammad's brother. And he would say that Allah, the Mahdi, Master Muhammad, when he drank his coffee, he would spill it on the table. Understand? So she would have to clean it up. You understand? And the question was asked, why? Because she a devil. Allah Akbar. Good night. Take over time.